Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Wisdom Circle. My name's Priscilla. I'm with the Crone Zone, and I want to introduce my buddy Heather on the other end, pure visionary Terry Kigaru Spiritual Journeys, and Wisdom Seeker Joan. And today's hostess with the mostest is Sunpsychic Jean. Yay, welcome, ladies. And quickly, I would just like to say to everyone, this group of ladies gets together every month with a different subject, and we talk about the subject and hope the chat will join us in talking about the subject. And I hope you enjoy it, because today our sweet Jean is going to talk about our auric fields. That's a really hard word for me to say, auric. So I am going to turn it over to Sunpsychic Jean, and welcome everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome Teresa, Akila, and Lark, and Debbie, and everybody who's here and watching now or watching later. Thank you all for participating. And in my typical fashion, I'm going to be showing some graphic images to help convey my enthusiasm, passion, and ideas. And then we're going to end up with a little bit of an in-depth description of each of the auric fields. And then what I'd like to do, if there's time, is just go through a little exercise, just a strengthening, a noticing, a revitalizing, and focusing on each of our chakras and the auric fields combined, so that when we all leave, hopefully we'll be floating. So I'm hoping I'm going to get all this done today, but that's what it's going to be. And I hope that you are enjoy it, you're entertained, and that everything goes just as planned. So I just want to thank everybody for being here, and all of my peeps, all of my ladies that support me. I really am most grateful. I know that you all take time out of your day that you could be doing something else to be here, and I really appreciate that. All right. So the first thing I'd like to do is start with the images. And so this first image, let me just get it. So this first image is an overall, what we're going to be talking about, and it's the 7 auric fields here, and it's also directly correlated to the 7 chakras right here. And we're going to end on this, so I'm going to come back to this, so don't worry. We'll go a little bit more in depth. But I just wanted to offer you some options of what it might look like, what different auric fields or different interpretations of our auric field may look like. So this is one that is just fascinating. Look at all that energy and sparkle in there. That's amazing. And the way that it goes in all different in all different directions and shooting out. I love that. This is also one is like a when the auric field is shining or emitting energy. That's what I feel it might look like. This is also one when we might be doing some meditation or some focusing, how our auric field may be circling or surrounding us and going in a movement around us, because our auric field is not static, it does move. This is one that we might see if we're connected to the diamond light codes, the sacred geometry, and our just our connection to the universal energies as well. I thought that was a very interesting image there. I wanted to include that. I feel like I've been in that thing before. Wasn't it in one of our journeys, Terry?
Yes. Yes, I think I've been there.
And this is another image of our auric fields and how it might intermingle with others around us, and how it's just interesting that I mean, there is something called personal space that we're aware of, that we get sensitive if somebody comes in a little too close to us. It doesn't matter who it is, there is that personal space, but I think that that's really interesting, and particularly the crown chakra. I thought that was very interesting too.
Can I make a comment about that?
Sure.
I know exactly what you're talking about because my dad had one and I have one. Mine requires more space. They can't be as close to me, whereas my dad always wanted to be more close. And I found that every time he moved a step forward, I moved a step back. So everybody's is just a little different.
Agreed. Some
Absolutely.
people are more HSP, highly sensitive people. We need our space for sure. For sure. Here's another one that's a lot more vibrant. I like the way that is depicted and the way it shoots out in this direction. And I thought that was interesting. And then this one, I think, Priscilla, you had shown this image once before. This is like this little guy meditating, and this is how big our auric field, when we do our focus, concentration, and intentions, how big it can go out from around us. And this is called a Taurus or a tortoise? A Taurus, right?
Taurus,
Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. And here's a beautiful chakra color. I love these colors, this hue, this pastel. It's really beautiful. And this particular one is showing it in a centrifugal, not outlining the body, but just centrifugal. And it says our inner frequency shapes our outer reality, which is very, very true. So it's important to take care of ourselves, self-care. This one says sound is a vibration. Color is a vibration. Your life is a vibration. And this is all related to our auric field that also is the vibration of our energy of our energy body. This is a interesting photo that shows a healthy auric field where it's clear and vivid. The lines are flowing without distortion. The rainbow colors reflect healthy, good health. And the balance of hues are beautiful right here. And this detects a not healthy auric field. If it's muddy or dull, and the colors reflect that would be like a negative type of energy if it's muddy or dull. And all this also applies to our chakras as well. In abundance of blue and green suggested depleted energy if we don't have the vibrant orange, yellows, and reds. It's not as, we don't have as much vibrant energy. The lack of solar color. Oh, here it says orange, red, and yellow. Yeah. And then this one, if you see a bulge or a pattern that shows an energy distortion, this also could be a indication of a not healthy auric field. But we're going to talk about how we can heal our auric field as well. So not to worry. Okay. Well, this is just a little quick saying that I liked. It says, my aura is magnetic to golden opportunities. Isn't that a wonderful mantra? And yeah. I wasn't looking I wasn't looking for, little memes that we're talking about, but when I was planning on this and working on this, all these things kept popping up. So I wanted to use a couple. This one just came through this morning. It's from Diana Cooper. She's an author and a deck creator. And it says, laughter illuminates your aura. The more you laugh, the lighter you become. I just thought that was really beautiful and appropriate. So I wanted to stick it in here. Now, getting back to the healthy and healing of our auric field. So this is a pattern of health where it's all solid and it's vibrant and it's continuous and it's connected, something like this. Now, this is what I see when I imagine somebody's auric field. I actually met somebody that had their their energy had like an energy drain, or there was like I don't want to say a cut, but it was like a missing link in there. It was like a tear. It was a tear. It was a tear in their auric field, and it was. I'll just leave it was, they knew what the reason was, and so I told them what to do in order to work on repairing that or that tear, and we can feel depleted. We can feel lethargic, and if everything else that you've researched is not the culprit, perhaps it's your auric field. But this is definitely what I see, like the missing points and the tears and the gaps in there without it being continuous. And this is what stress might look like in an auric field. So, let's get our blue on here, ladies, right? And then this one, we cannot shame ourselves into change. We can only love ourselves into evolution. And this is one of my favorite concepts. I remember a long time ago, somebody told me that if you ever want to get a dolphin to jump through a hoop, you can't yell at them, you can't scream at them, you can't shame them, you can't tell them that they have to jump through the hoop or they're bad. You can't force them. The only thing you can do is encourage them and love them once they do. And that they will, if you do love and encourage them, it's like the positive reinforcement, they will always and forever do whatever they can to please you. And it's just simply for, treating them in a kind manner. So we can only love ourselves into evolution. This one is pretty cool. I think this has been around for quite some time. It's Qigong is a way of being. All energy is vibration. And this connects directly to our auric field because it's energy and it is a vibration. Every cell in your body, every thought in your mind, every feeling you have, every action you choose to take is vibrating a certain frequency, and you can change this vibration. It's all within our own hands. We have the ability to change this. And I remember this image of this guy, and this has been around for some time. But there was also, I don't know if it was this person specifically, but there was another video of somebody who was doing qigong, and you could see the light coming from his hands and from around him on the video. It was really spectacular. I love that. And this one I thought was important. The picture isn't that great, but it says information is light and light is information. The more you become informed, the more you alter your frequency. You are electromagnetic creatures. And this is so important for us to understand. This electromagnetic energy field is part of us, and what makes it allows us to be a full living, breathing, human container. So you are an electromagnetic creature, and everything that you are, you broadcast to everyone else. And this is from Barbara Marciniak from Bringers of the Dawn. And I think she is a channeler of an galactic race. I don't recall which one, but I just thought that was really so very important for us to remind ourselves. And I did want to get us back into just becoming more familiar and kind of getting thinking about what our auric field might look like and how this might pertain to us, and just giving you so different scenarios of what that might look like. There's also 9 ways to clear and protect our energetic field. I'm just going to run through these quickly. We can come back to them if we have time at the end. We can visualize, like a ball of light. We can clear our field with closing your eyes and imagining your hands are full of light. We can light candles. We can use medicine baths is what this is called, like a sea salt bath. We can do cleansing with smoking, whether it's incense or sage. We can use a grounding cord and run the grounding cord from your crown chakra all the way down to the center of the earth. There's also a salt and flower spritz. And this reminds me of the flower essence that we talk about with Daphne. And that's a lot of fun. We can come back to this too if we have time, but I didn't want to take up too much time. You can make an altar. So if you have a layer of your auric field that is weakened or that needs strengthening, you could put symbols, colors, or tokens of that in your in and around your altar, and perhaps even wear clothing and things like this to help strengthen that auric field, because everything, the color and everything is energy. It will all give off energy. And then there's also a decording, which is removing the negative emotion around a situation or a person, and that's an idea there too. All right. So now we're just going to move over to this particular graphic, and I'm going to describe for us each one of these layers and give you like a little more insight as to which layer, what they do, why it's here. And as I do this, if you could just imagine like 1 inch away from your body, maybe 2 inches away from your body, how far that would be if we can sense that, and so on. And then I also am curious, and maybe we can ask the pendulum, when I blend with the spirit guides and loved ones, do I use some of these layers here to blend with their energies? Do they come this close to us? So let me just go ahead, and we're going to just leave that there so you can have some reference while I'm talking about this. So our aura is an integral part of your energy anatomy, connecting your physical self to our soul and the universal energy. It works alongside the energy centers known as chakras and the energetic pathways called meridians. The different vibrational frequencies within your energy anatomy create various colors, reflecting your emotional and physical states. Even thought emits colorful energy, which can be interpreted by those who can see auras. So the first layer here is the red aura, which is connected to the root chakra. And it extends about 1 inch from the skin, and it's perceived as like a dense grid or mesh mirroring the body's shape. The energy blueprint serves as the template for the physical body, reflecting health, imbalances with ailments appear here before manifesting physically. Isn't that amazing? I just thought that was amazing that this is where it first manifests, is in this energetic field. That's why healing is possible through energy. I was like, but it's just phenomenal. I'm really jazzed about this. So vibrational frequency, vibration vibrates slightly higher than the physical body, this red auric field, and sometimes is felt like a tingling sensation near the skin. I wonder if this is what we call goosebumps or, truth bumps. Color and clarity. It appears clear, bright light and in a healthy person, and becoming darker or murky with the illness or fatigue, like we saw in one of the other images.
Jean, can you see auras?
Well, we all can. Do I see colors? Once in a while, but not all the time.
Does anybody else? I don't see them.
No, I get feelings of it, but I don't see it colors.
Yeah, I think so too.
I get if someone is ill, that's the one I'm particularly good at. I'll see gray, the shadowy gray, like the picture kind of described, but mostly the color I see is gray.
Right.
So I can just feel that there's an illness there, and it seems to radiate with the density of the illness as to like how much someone's really, how do I say this? Dug into the energy of their illness, how much they're attached to that energy of it. And
I was going to say, the one thing I did notice, and it kind of surprised me, and yet it didn't, when I went to see my mom before she died. And I always felt like I knew when she actually left, even though the body was there and it was still alive. I felt like I knew when she left. And the difference was that you could see like a vibration while she was still there. But as soon as she left, it was just inert. There was nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. I've actually had a glimpse of a soul passing some years ago before I knew what was going on.
Well, that was my mom. And I knew when she left, she was just waiting for me to show up. And I told her it was okay to go. And all of a sudden she wasn't there anymore.
Oh, that's beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and continue. So the regeneration and healing of this physical layer involves in cellular repair and targeted by practices like energy healing and Reiki. So this is where the Reiki and the energy healing and the hands-on and the intention for healing, it affects our body here in this particular layer. I love this one just because it was so, distinctive and graphic that we could all follow it. So the next one is the orange layer, and it shows vibrant colors that change with emotions, bright for positive, darker for negative. The fluidity and movement, it's constantly in motion, guys. It's constantly in motion, appears as waves, swirls, pulses of color that shift rapidly. I thought that was fascinating. Its interaction with others, it expands and contracts based on the emotional connections, becoming more vibrant when we feel close to someone. Isn't that amazing? That's where I just love it.
That's really beautiful.
The healing, it stores emotional wounds and traumas here. We can also create blocks here. Healing modalities help to clear and balance this layer. And then the color and texture, the more vivid, the physical, the more vivid and varied colors than the physical layer, with texture ranging from smooth when balanced to jagged during turmoil. Smooth, so it's smooth, jagged, bright, dark, dense, clear. All of these things is just fascinating. I wish I would. I think I am very much inspired after doing all of this research and looking into it, how easily we can utilize this and understand this and, incorporate it into our everyday lives. So the next one I'm going to be talking about is this yellow, the mental layer. It reflects the state of our thoughts and cognitive process. Clear, organized thoughts create a structured, coherent appearance, while chaotic negative thoughts can make this layer appear fragmented. And then for the color and clarity, typically it appears as a bright yellow color when healthy and balanced. And the clarity of this layer can indicate the sharpness and focus of the mind. Wow. Mental constructs contains our beliefs, attitudes, mental constructs, strong positive beliefs while can strengthen this layer, while limiting or negative beliefs can weaken it. It's all about our, it really is. It has a lot to do with our own consciousness and our own belief system. It's really, we are so much in control of everything in our lives. If nothing else has convinced me, this has convinced me time and time again. This layer is highly influenced by intellectual activities and learning. Engaging in stimulating mental activities can enhance its vibrancy and structure. And it also interacts with the other layers in order to balance a positive mental state and improve emotional well-being. And it takes it from the physical layer and the emotional layer and up to the mental layer. They all work together. They all intermingle. So the next one I'm going to be going over is this green one, this beautiful green layer. It's called the imaginal layer. And it reflects higher emotional states such as unconditional love, compassion, and joy. These emotions are often experienced as transcendent and deeply spiritual. Intuition and imagination, connected to intuition and creative imagination. This layer helps us access insights, inspirations, and creative ideas that go beyond ordinary thinking.
I love that one. That's you know, who knew we had an imagination layer? When you ladies were talking about how important the imagination is, it's part of our auric layer. So all the time they were poo-pooing our imagination as kids, they didn't know what they were talking about.
They did not. They did not. And it's all within our hands here. And
Yes.
I'll try and speed up so that we can
You're
get to
doing
good
great.
stuff.
No, it's good.
You're doing great.
So this green layer typically displays a range of pastel colors and light, often seen as iridescent or shimmering. These colors can be soft and ethereal, representing a higher vibrational nature of this layer. The connection to higher realms acts as a bridge to higher realms of consciousness and spiritual dimensions. It facilitates communicating with higher beings, spiritual guides, and the divine. Now, all y'all that are talking about connecting to your spiritual guides, you got to work on this imaginal layer, this green layer, this high vibrational unconditional love layer. I mean, I just love the way it's so validating of everything
Really
else
is.
in every other way that we've learned these things. So for healing and transformation, it plays a significant role in spiritual healing and transformation. Working with this layer can help release deep-seated emotional blockages and promote a sense of peace and spiritual alignment. So, and again, this goes back to and relates back to our chakras. It is directly related to and connected to and connect and interacts with our chakras. And these layers are outside, are contained. This is our energy field, our energy vibrational field, and it has all of these different layers. And we walk around with this each and every day. All of us have it. All of us. It's okay. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the lighter blue right here, the etheric template right here, this light blue, like sky blue color. Facilitates the flow of energy throughout the body, supporting the overall vitality and health of the physical body. It helps maintain the balance and distribution of life force energy. I mean, that's just amazing. Healing and regeneration. It plays a crucial role in physical healing and regeneration. Any disruption or distortion in this layer can affect physical health and healing and it can promote physical well-being. Color and geometry, often perceived as a grid-like structure or geometric patterns, typically in shades of blue or gray. It appears as fine, detailed network that mirrors the physical body. The connection to the physical and emotional layers, the other layers, it's strongly connected to both the physical and emotional layers, influencing and being influenced by them. Imbalances in this layer can manifest as physical ailments or emotional disturbances and vice versa. So it's strongly connected to the physical and emotional. This one is connected to these two. Wow. Strongly. I love that. It has our life force in it. The next one is this dark blue spiritual layer. And this divine connection represents our connection to the divine, higher self, and universal consciousness. It is the layer through which we experience spiritual enlightenment and unity with all that is. It's associated with transcendent awareness and higher states of consciousness. It helps us access wisdom, spiritual insights, and a sense of oneness with the universe. Color and light, often seen as a bright golden white light that surrounds and protects the auric field. I just think that's amazing. This layer radiates high vibrational frequency and emits a sense of peace and purity. It acts as a conduit for spiritual guidance and communication with higher beings such as spirit guides, angels, and ascended masters. It helps us receive messages and guidance from the spiritual realm. So keep your spiritual layer very healthy and vibrant, everybody. And how we do that is provides spiritual healing and protection, helping to shield the entire aura from negative energies and influences. So this is a very protective field, this spiritual layer here. And I feel like this may be like our spirit guides where they might reside or watch over us in some way. This layer supports the integration of spiritual lessons and the evolution of the soul. And you all know how I feel about that. I just can't. Oh, I don't want to. All right. So, and then this last layer, it's like a magenta or purple layer. It's the divine layer. It reflects the ultimate unity and interconnectedness of all things. It represents our intrinsic connection to the divine source and the universe as a whole. It radiates pure, unconditional love, which is the foundational energy of the universe. I'm just going to repeat that. It radiates pure, unconditional love, which is the foundational energy of the universe. This layer embodies the highest form of love and compassion. It embodies divine wisdom and higher knowledge. It represents the deep understanding of universal truths and the nature of existence. It represents the deep understanding of universal truths and the nature of existence. Every single solitary human walking on this planet has this at their available to them. It transcends the limitations of the individual self and the physical world. It represents the eternal nature of the soul and its journey through existence. It supports the soul's evolution and growth towards higher states of consciousness. It represents the ultimate potential and destiny of every individual soul.
Wow.
I mean, I just, it's obviously I'm very passionate about it, and I'm very passionate about the chakra system as well, and my spirit guides and angels and meditations and journeys have all been reminding me to come back to basics. We need to work on our energetic fields. We need to work on our own energy. We need to strengthen. We need to balance. We need to remember and bring it back to center and just really start. It's going back, and everybody's like, chakras, they're so 1980. You know, we learned that in 1980. What's the new thing? No, this is it. They're telling me to go back to this. Go back to this. There's another layer of information. Now that we've evolved to the place where we are now, there's another layer and a deeper understanding that we all can obtain by delving into this information here. And there are thousands, and I mean thousands of guided meditations on YouTube regarding our auric fields, if you so choose. But do you all want to take a break and talk and share your feelings, and then maybe at the very end we can do a little focus? What do you say?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Sure.
So if you want to just share a story or your experience or what you may have learned or remembered or something that stood out to you.
Mhm.
Well,
How
I
about
wish
you?
I had photos taken years ago, Auric photos taken. I wish I
Me
had
too.
those around to show, because there was definitely a difference from the first one to the next one to the next one. As I grew in my awareness and I guess grew in awareness, my auric field absolutely changed over time. And I don't, you can usually get those done at any of those fairs,
Mhm.
I
uh,
did.
psychic fairs, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can usually get those done. And I highly recommend them because
Yeah.
kind of fun. I mean, I don't really understand it all, but it's fun to see the changes over time.
And I remember being told, because I also had pictures taken at one time, that they can change within 5 minutes. They can change, and then when you were talking about, I think it was the blue one that balances the energies and everything, the light blue, and how everything changes all the time. That's true. Because if that wasn't true, you wouldn't get something different every single time you take a picture, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a year, whatever. It
Right.
always changes.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
It's so exciting because we are beginning to understand this is our natural state.
Yeah.
You know, we think, you know, flesh and blood, but our natural state, what Jean has just got through explaining, is our natural state. It's who we really are.
Mhm.
Down here, you know, we signed up to come play this scenario, this game, to learn and reflect what we learned back to the creator. So, but as I was listening, Jean, I just asked the guides in my heart, what would you like me to share in here, in a comment? And what they told me was, explain to them it's simple. It's not complicated. You don't have to sit and meditate for 20 minutes to connect with your chakras and your auric field. You can simply pause, reframe your mind, take 2 or 3 deep breaths, and then continue. It's as simple as that because it's your intention that draws that information to you. And they wanted me to mention too that you can put things in your home that, you know, crystals, flowers, music, a colorful scarf, an inspiring spiritual photo. You know, those are very powerful things that can draw you back, draw your senses and your mind back to who you really are. And they wanted me to tell you that as simple as, you know, if you have to work at a desk, have a little crystal at your desk. And if you start to feel anxious, just grab that crystal and hold it for a minute and have a couple deep breaths. These are all things you can do. You don't have to become a yogi. You don't have to go live in a cave, especially now. Because
I was going to say I have crystals too.
yeah, I've got them all around me. Especially now, though, because the veil is thinning, as they say. But I believe it is our knowledge of our true selves. We're being blessed with that now. It's raining down. So
It really is.
that great explanation of the auras, Jean. Really loved it.
Yeah, it's
It was
great.
Thank you.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
When I did my first class years ago now, doing hands-on healing, it wasn't Reiki, it was just healing, and was taught, you know, start on the solar plexus, put a hand there and one over the heart chakra, and
Mhm.
just feel. And you know, I wasn't feeling or I wasn't seeing colors or anything like that, but then you'd kind of move, keep one on the solar plexus, move the other hand around, and you could feel, oh, this something doesn't feel right. And so you just kind of go, boom, just sort of pick it out. And people did, you know, and it really worked. When someone was doing that to me, you can really feel it,
Yes.
and it seems ridiculous, but this shows exactly kind of what's happening there. You can just kind of pull those things out
Yeah.
and
That's
replace it
kind
with
of how
light.
Heather and I worked in our healing.
Yeah,
I was like the radar with my hands, and I would say, okay, that you need to work in this area. I wouldn't see it, but I would feel it with my hand.
right.
And she would see things. You were talking about gray. She would see things in gray. But because she could remote view, she could literally, Heather can go right into the body and pick up an organ and slice it apart and see what it looks like and pull out
Clean
the
it out. I cleaned
That's
it out.
amazing.
it's amazing, but
That's-
that auric field, it makes perfect sense with the energy work we were
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Cool.
And I was going to say, getting back to needing your space, when you think about it, almost everybody you meet, there are some people that you're willing to talk and to stand closer to, and some people that that's as close as I'm getting. It's just a natural, your body is saying this is it, or their body is saying this is it. I'm not sure that I feel there so much as it's intrusive and you got to move if it's in your area. But yeah, that's, and it's with anybody you meet. It's not necessarily that you can see their auras, but you can feel that you need more room.
Yeah.
Very true.
Or you're sensing their energy. It's very much like, and I've had this my whole life, you can walk into a room and you can sense someone that is out of alignment and vibrating negative energy. It's that's what we're feeling. We're feeling the vibration of their aura.
And you go somewhere else.
Back off. You go talk to the other person on the other side of the room. That's glowing and lively.
Yeah.
It's true. We're in control.
Terry.
I was just thinking that's so interesting, because now I'm thinking about when I go to a fair and I'm reading live, some people are so easy to read and work with. And I think it's because probably these energy fields are pretty clear. And then you'll get one that isn't. And I remember one lady in particular that she at first was very, very easy to read. I picked up some phenomenal stuff, but she kept saying, no, 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 no. And so I finally kind of let go of that and moved on to a different person to read. But when I was walking back to my booth, the friend that was sitting with her came running up to me and she said, oh, I need to tell you the real story. Everything you said was right. Everything you said. And it involved her mother on the other side throwing a teapot at somebody. And she said, I think she just didn't like the words you were saying, maybe. So I don't know, but I kept feeling this energy pushing away from her. The only other thing, I don't really see auras, once in probably a great, great, great while, but I have noticed that sometimes when I'm at a fair and reading the room, twice I've had somebody stand up and say, I know you're telling the truth. And I'm like, why? And she said, because I can see you have a purple aura.
Nice.
People have said you have a purple aura when I'm talking in front of a room.
Wow.
And that's, I don't see them, but it kind of made me feel good while I was talking, at least. Like, okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm
And I know that
through with the information.
Yeah. And
cool.
getting back to what you're talking about, somebody having a no set, you can use your auras as protection. Yeah, I know I was with somebody and I didn't want them doing the work that they thought needed to get done because it's no, you don't do that. And I put up like a fence around myself. He never could get in. He said, I can't do anything. So you can set up your auras to protect yourself too.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I know remote viewers, when they go to certain issues or locations or people, that they'll often say, well, these people know what they're doing because they're blocked. They're blocking me. So
Exactly.
And so if someone's a
Make
threat,
sure you put your protection around you when you remote view too, Heather.
I do.
Good.
I'm in a bubble.
Good.
yeah.
And
So-
just on a personal level, sometimes you can feel when people are trying to get into your aura or kind of creeping on you.
And you get out.
Yes. I had someone doing that and it was, not ill intent or anything, but it's like, no. So you just kind of
So it's not just that we use them, but we can use them to protect ourselves as well as to help us.
Absolutely. We have so much. We have so many tools. We have so many guides, so many angels watching over us and protecting us all the time. And you can call on that at any point in time as well. When you feel threatened spiritually, don't be afraid.
Everything is
got the
connected.
protection if you want it.
Each and every human here and incarnated on this earth at this time are all connected to the same energy field that I just described. And we're all connected to each other and to the universal energies as well. All of us. There's nobody who's not. There's
I
no
love that so much.
it's a connection. It's a way to take another perspective and understand somebody on a different level, and to find that similarity within, that person or that neighbor or that other person that stole your parking spot or cut you off. You're like, keep an eye on that auric field of yours. I don't know, but, it's another way of connecting. We're all here. We all are the same. We all have, it's just so, you really would have to be living under a rock to think that just because of the color of our hair or our eyes makes us different or less than. It's just, there's just so much more that is our similarities, and it's the miracle. It's the miracle of living a human incarnation, and the miracle of the birth of a baby, and that each and every human contains this, and how magnificent and how powerful we are. And if we were to just focus and work on our own auric field, on our own energies, on our own happiness, on our own well-being, how much better. And this ripples out to other people. You saw the ones where it ripples. It was mingling with the other people, the guy and the girl, and it really does mingle with others, and it ripples out. It ripples out into the
That
ether.
high frequency ripples out to other people around you.
Of course it does. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
This is how we can connect to you and your energy. When I say, just give me a moment, I'm going to connect to your energy. And then I do an energy reading, or, a soul's vibrational reading. I know it's vibration, and I know it's your energy, and I connect to it. I send my energy, my auric fields out to find yours. And it transcends time and space. And there's just it just gives us such a new perspective, a new, not to take ourselves so seriously, like all this human stuff, like this, everybody has a car, a husband, a mother, children, a dog, we all have these things that we have to challenge us, but it's important to maybe take it with a grain of salt, or come back and remember this. If you can't do it once a day, do it once a week. If you can't do it once a week, do it once a month. It'll help you to tolerate those things that are just intolerable, that are frustrating, that are, and it just brings us back to our reason for being here and how powerful we truly, really are. And each one of us are equal. There's not one. Well, as long as the health of your auric fields, but it's within our own hands. Your own auric field health is within your own hands. So do you want to just do a quick little meditation? Or it's not a meditation. I'm just going to run through the energies.
Sure.
You want to?
Yeah.
And is this the kind of thing I was fascinated when you said in some instances when you're reading, you can see kind of gaps in people's auric fields.
Yeah.
Is this what you counsel them to do to
Yes.
repair that? Cool.
Yes.
Let's do it.
To work on balancing their chakras, work on balancing that tear in their auric field, to mend that energy and strengthen their own aura. And it's the chakras is where it begins, but it also radiates out. And yeah, I was trying to remember what that guy said he did. He did something. that he sort of kind of gave his power away, sort of thing, and it wasn't really helpful or supportive to him. But anyway,
Giving your power away. That's our show tomorrow.
oh,
How to get it back. I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, that is our show tomorrow.
Yeah,
it can cause a tear in the auric field.
very
can
important
cause-
to know that.
It can cause a lot of problems.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to remember more about that guy, but no, he's going to be okay. And surrounding himself, just like with what Terry Lee said, with the music, the laughter, the colors, and the dancing, and eating those color foods, or wearing that color clothing, or having something yellow in your vicinity, or put a yellow vase, or a yellow picture, or a yellow piece of paper. I mean, color has vibration. And this is, look at nature. Look at all the color in nature. Look at all the vibration in nature. It's remarkable.
I was
Okay.
going to say a little earlier, you were actually in the process. I don't know if you knew it, but you were in the process of answering Teresa's question. She said, can you clear your field if you have dark energy, like trauma from a childhood? And basically you're saying yes.
Yeah. I see. You have it here. I'm sorry. Let's look at that.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. If you have dark energy, trauma from childhood. Absolutely, Teresa. And I that one, maybe we can go back to the one graphic. This one gave ways to clear and protect your energetic field. And you can clear and heal, and Reiki and energetic healing, visualization, but energy healing would be really good. But yourself, you can do this yourself as well. So this particular one says to visualize and imagine a ball of brilliant golden light in the center of your chest, and expand the light on each exhalation. So if we breathe in, and then when we breathe out, that golden white light gets more and more brilliant, and expands and expands and expands. And this is a really good way of clearing away anything that's dark or dense or stuck. Clear the field here. You can close your eyes. Imagine your hands are full of light. Do an energetic rub down as you sweep your body, sort of like this. This is the dry brushing. But it's important to make sure you imagine that your hands are filled with light. And, the first couple of times you may go through it and feel like you're making it up. But then after a while, you'll be like, oh, I can feel the difference now. You can do this in the shower with water. You can ask the water to clear and cleanse your auric field, and wipe down this way and say, I'm cleansing and clearing and strengthening my auric field. You can light a candle with the color that resembles the energy that you're calling on. There's a medicinal bath. You can use sea salt, clay, or herbs. I love sea salt baths, and I love herbs, essential oils. The little herbs that get stuck on the side of the tub, I can do without, but the essential oils and the sea salt are okay. That I tell you, it took me forever. One time I put this like packet in, and then this, you can also every morning, or regularly, whenever you feel necessary, to just smudge. Use the smudge, use the sage, use the incense, with intention of you're clearing your auric field, and you're clearing your energy, and taking this deep breath, cleansing breath. It's very, I think, I don't know if it's in here. I think I read it along my research that breathing, deep breathing, and there's breathing exercises that can help clear this as well. There's this grounding cord. It says, imagine a luminous energy running from the top of your head to your feet and then into the ground. And, this is what we understand as grounding. This is also strengthening your energies. This one is a salt and flour spritz. You can use a spray bottle filled with water, salt, and herbs like rosemary or citrus to bring you joy and clarity. I love this. I love this a lot. It's just water primarily. And it's so accessible to just spray that. And I'm so, I am very much into, you guys see me with these crystals all the time, but I am so into these essential oils and the aromatherapy. It really changes my energy. It changes it changes my stress levels specifically, for sure.
And do it with intention. That's how it's your power to put your intention into whatever activity or thing that you choose that pleases you. But I'm doing this with the intention of coming back to my true soul.
You may even find you have one like I do. If I can smell it, I'm laughing. It just starts me off, whether I want to or not. I'm going to be laughing.
You need to start selling that one, Heather.
It's called Fregonia.
It's Fregonia.
Oh, I have to check that out.
And
it doesn't make me do that. It doesn't have the same effect on me, but Heather, if she gets a sniff, she gets the giggles. It's hilarious.
Tequila used to do that to me.
Can I tell you a way that I get rid of anxiousness, bad vibes, whatever? I put on Taylor Swift "Shake It Off," and I literally stand on my yoga mat and jump and shake it off. It is incredible how it makes you laugh and how good it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Taylor
Swift, "Shake It Off."
I love it.
Yeah. Music, motivational music. I like the Rocky theme. So Teresa.
Sorry.
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the Rocky theme. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah.
My younger daughter likes "The Eye of the Tiger." Remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting really close. We only have 2 minutes. So just if you have an altar here, create the space with images, symbols, colors, or tokens of love that remind you of peace and love. This is really important. I have several altars within my site, one out here, one back in my dressing room there. And it's important to have your things around you. It really is. And then this decording is an option, locating the emotion or the person, place that or where it feels stuck, and imagine yourself removing the cord and let it dissipate. And it's just simple as imagining these things in your energetic field to help ways to clear and protect that energetic field. And this is the one that everybody says was really noticeable because of this tear, and this guy's tear. I could see it. And what I did was, when I was tuning into him, and I was tuning into his chakras, and sort of, I was sort of pulled. I was pulled to the left, and where there was like a weakness. And that's when I said, I think your auric field might have a tear in it. And he's like, oh yeah, I know what. I think he did like ayahuasca. Now that I think of it, I think he did something like with his friends, and not in the proper ceremonial way, or he did some sort of, I don't know what he did, mushrooms or something. But he said that he was never right after that, and he's always felt off. And I said, you have a leak, you have a drain of energy that you need to work on, bringing all this back and regenerating your own energy in order to repair that. But it was nothing dark. It was nothing spooky. It was nothing, fearful. It was just, he remembered kind of doing something, something that was not recommended, but everything does affect our energy and our thoughts, our words, what we eat, what we think of, what we see, what we listen to. All of this affects our energy and our auric field. And they want us to remember to keep this strong. They want us to remember who we are, what we are, and what is at our disposal. And I'm just going to leave it there because it is time's up. And thank you, each and every one of you, for all of your support. Thank you for supporting me through I just have so much enthusiasm and passion about this.
That's one
energy.
of the things we love about you, young lady.
Exactly.
Your enthusiasm and passion for what you
It just
believe in.
fascinates me. It fascinates me. It just doesn't get old.
Thank you so much.
And
for
it
such a
comes
great
through and
presentation.
encourages everybody else to feel the same way.
Yes.
It absolutely does. Well, next month it's my turn. Christ consciousness, 1st of July. I think it's on the 2nd or 3rd. I don't remember, but
Love it.
that'll be next month. Ladies, who has a show they want to talk about? We have one tomorrow at 3 p.m., our usual time, on giving away your power, or getting it back is more like it.
Yes, I didn't know what to say. I just said, your power.
So what have you all got going on? Joan, you have anything coming up?
Well, Jean and I are going to be on tomorrow with
Tarot Stash.
Tarot Stash. Yes.
Fun.
Memory issue. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
2 Eastern, 11 Pacific.
All right.
Beautiful. And Terry Suzuki, you're not doing anything because you were on jury duty, so you're free.
Well, she has to call back again. Don't you have to call back again?
I have to call back. So I called in last night and they said there's no new trials. So nobody was needed. So I have to call again tonight to see if I need to go in tomorrow.
Fantastic.
But my
Thank you.
week,
Great.
my week is cleared. I can be
Yay.
the jury. Should they pick the psychic medium to be on their jury?
Love it.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Terry Lee? You got anything coming up?
I do. I read live every Wednesday. I'll be on this Wednesday, June 5th, and that will be at 4:30 Eastern. And then we have a triad coming up, but that's June 14th, a little ways out there, but Psychic Triad on Friday, June 14th. And that's once again, oh, is that 4:30? Yeah. So I got it mixed up. I'm on 5 Eastern on Wednesday. I'll correct myself, but always a pleasure to do readings. So please join me live on Wednesdays.
Fantastic. Well, thank all of you ladies again for being here, and everybody in the chat for your questions and comments. We really appreciate it. And I guess we'll say goodbye until next month, and looking forward to it. Thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.